Questioning. I'd like to preface my comments on questioning with this point that variety of approach is very important, and doing Socratic lessons or discussion lessons every day can result in overkill and becomes very boring for students. So the idea of discussion lessons is just one of many types of a variety of lessons that you can include. But questioning does, to varying degrees, become a part of most lessons, and but the pure discussion lesson is where, of course, a teacher's questioning becomes extremely important, and knowing how to do this is significant. You get better at it as time goes on. Experience really helps in that direction. So in your planning and in your lesson plans, you're thinking of key questions, but most of the questions that you deal with are spontaneous questions directed towards your goals, and but having key questions available in each section of your lesson plan would be an important thing. So there are different kinds of questions, and I just give you an example of something that I did with one of my college of education classes, and I asked them to, I put a topic on the board. I think it was a NASA space program, and I asked them to put down one question that they thought was important, and then after they did that, I wrote all their questions on the board. And inevitably, 99.9% of the questions started with the word what. So most questions then don't seem to come naturally in terms of analytical types of questions. So it was a point to be made to these students that, why were some of those questions not analytical? Why didn't they start with why? Or why just start with what questions? So that was something to remember, that a good many of the questions you're dealing with in your class should be directed towards understanding and analysis of your topic. I also like to have students ask questions, give them opportunities to ask questions. It shouldn't just come from the teacher. Just one little example of how you can do that: you can put a topic on the board, put a couple of questions down, and then say, you write down questions that you want to know more about in terms of that. And don't just use what questions. Have some of your questions start with why and to what extent and that type of thing. So they would do that. I would put them down, and this could be used even as just a basic discussion lesson, going through the variety of questions that will help understand the topic. Questions like, why, of course, but do you agree with what was just said? That could be a good follow-up question to an answer given by someone in the class. Or what could you add to that? What would be your opinion about that? You might go to a different student. So when a teacher has discussion with class, questions become the driver of the discussion, and ideally they come from both students and teachers. Hopefully questioning can be predominantly focused on high-end questions. That means looking at the in-depth understanding of the topic. Socrates taught by asking questions, and his purpose was to look for accuracy and truth in one's thinking. And so that's sort of what we're doing with our courses in social science areas in high school. You can use the Socratic method, but again, balance it with a variety of methodology that includes activity-based learning and something different every day. Overkill is the danger in any particular kind of approach. So questioning is a technique that is part of an important part of the teacher's daily activity, and make sure that in your own mind you understand that you need to have a variety of questions to help students understand the topic at hand. Next time we are looking at the topic, Be Informed.